All right, we do have a very special and honorable guest with us today, Cory Barnes. David, you've been chatting with Cory to kind of get a progress report. He was with us a few webinars back when he was just getting started with BD, and he's had some great progress to share. So I'll pass it over to both you, David, and Cory.
Thanks, Jason. Yeah, so we had Cory on our previous webinar, number 79, way back in December of last year, 2019. That webinar is available on our blog if you'd like to watch it, YouTube channel as well. But Cory talked about the tactics he was using at the time to generate 5 figures from his membership site in just his first 90 days. So he had some really great initial progress there. His primary strategy was utilizing Facebook groups to drive traffic to his BD site. We've talked about that a little bit in some of the other webinars that we've done. But as Jason mentioned, we're lucky to be joined by Cory here once again on this webinar. We thought it would be great for webinar 100 to check back in with him, see if he's still using the same strategies, what's changed, some tips he has, and what kind of growth he's seen since last year. So Cory, thanks so much for being with us today. We'll pass the mic over to you, and we'll go through these next few slides here.
Well, thank you, David and Jason. I appreciate your time today, and I hope everyone's doing great. So yeah, I've had a brilliant directory site for about a year now, and I'm proud to say we're doing well into 6 figures in sales. I've not done any traditional paid marketing aside from running a large 21,000 member Facebook business networking group here in Chattanooga, Tennessee, here in the United States. And we're growing very quickly. So just so you guys know, I do offer up a course called Facebook Group Accelerator, and you can always reach out to me later on that. But my website is csbnconnect.com. That's for my brilliant directory. And yes, David's right. In the first 3 months, we did over 10,000 in revenue without any paid advertising. So 2 things that are working for me right now, I'm very proud to say, is not only do we have a 21,000 member private Facebook group. These are business owners and professionals in my city that are connecting, exchanging referrals. But I'm wanting to develop further the jobs, classifieds, and events section. It's part of my Brilliant Directory website. And I know that if we can get people to list their jobs and classifieds, they'll also search and hire vendors and, of course, keep taking care of our vendors and growing our group. So I've created micro Facebook groups, and a micro just means I've just a smaller version. It's a new group. Maybe it's called, in this case, I've got one called Chattanooga Online Yard Sale Group. And every few days or so, I will, not only will people list their products that they have for sale, like used items in their garage, that kind of thing, but I'll also mention that we have a classified section on our Brilliant Directory website, and that for additional functionality and features, they can sign up and list their products on our Brilliant Directory site, in addition to the free Facebook group. And I'm doing this for classifieds and events as well. It's just a free, organic way to send traffic away from a large Facebook group over to your directory. And once you get them to your directory, then of course they can sign up for premium plans and search for vendors and so forth. So it's been really working very well for me. The next thing that's done very well, and if you ever want to decide to run your own group, giveaways are really hot, but there is a method to the madness to getting some success with giveaways. Cash is just really, after running probably 100 giveaways to scale our group, cash is powerful. Holding $100 cash in your hand, taking a selfie and say, hey, listen, we're gonna give away $100 cash this Friday. Invite 5 friends into our group and or visit our Brilliant Directory website and visit it to be entered. And that's been very powerful. Also, you can have premium members sponsor giveaways, and they'll pay for the giveaway out of their own money, and then you can give away something nice to grow your group.
I have one question for you, Cory. I think a lot of people might be asking. So you're having businesses kind of participate in your community, and hopefully they can generate or strum up some leads or referrals from that community. What have you done to kind of offer something different than like a Yelp or Yellow Pages website? How have you specialized your directory to have a unique selling proposition or something different than those kind of bigger organizations and communities?
Sure. So that's a great question. So one of the main ways is, of course, through the group by tagging vendors. So in this case, if someone asks for a plumber, for example, inside of our group, what we'll do is we'll tag that plumber vendor and then bring awareness to that vendor and then connect that customer. So that's one of the big selling points as far as the Brilliant Directories. It's being ranked, of course, to page one, and then also offering free e-guides and ebooks to the main Brilliant Directory homepage to get them entered in and into our little funnel.
Gotcha. Would it be okay if I visited your Facebook group?
Sure.
Is that all right? Let's see.
Absolutely.
There we go. And you have a banner right at the top of your website to bring people to your Facebook group here, correct?
Exactly.
All right. So let's just click on that. And I actually joined that earlier today. You were nice enough to approve me. So here's your group here. And so it says right there, Chattanooga Small Business Networking. Great name. Very simple. It seems very official, too, by the way. And I guess here you've kind of posted something. We're on the hunt for these vendors to join our preferred vendor network. So you're almost asking them.
Exactly. The preferred vendors is the premium subscribers on the Brilliant Directory site. I think you guys have branded as gold members and so forth, but that post alone has made me $3,000 today. So it certainly works. It gets people into it.
Fantastic. So a lot of it seems to be cultivating trust and credibility with the community, and then delivering on a few promises that you're offering to the participants in your community.
Exactly.
Awesome. So what BD features have you found most useful to make this all work for you on the BD side? Because it seems like the Facebook community is doing its thing, and then then there's the BD website that you have.
Sure. Most businesses absolutely love the Brilliant Directories website. They love to be able to list their products, photos, and information. And some of the features that I find most useful has been, of course, the VIP package. That's a no-brainer. If you don't have that, go get that today. I mean, it's just a no-brainer. I mean, they've just literally over 100 things that's helped amplify and turbocharge my Brilliant Directory site, such as click to call, so someone can visit a vendor's profile listing and click their phone number button. It automatically dials that vendor's number. It's little things like that that make all the difference in the world. Make full use of the header and footer sections of your site. You may say, well, duh, that's a no-brainer. So the header is just a very powerful space to present something for free, such as an e-guide or an ebook. We created a hidden gems, most popular attraction e-guide. We had that created, and we've added that download link to the header in the footer of the homepage. And it's a great way to, so in this case, there it is at the bottom. And you can click on it, it takes you off page, and then we can collect an email against that. And it's just a great way to, build an email database around that, and then of course, provide value to your community. And then, of course, adding the custom graphic to your Facebook group or an Instagram page or LinkedIn page to kind of leverage that traffic. Brilliant Directories has done a wonderful job with the built-in email system, and I use that very regularly to send out weekly email newsletters, tips and tricks, videos, upsells, to upsell a mid-tier package into a premium package. I usually my methodologies, I typically give out 3 pieces of tips and tricks or value or trainings, and then on that 4th email, I will say, hey, this weekend only, we're doing 20% off on preferred vendor plans. Number 4, they're ranking our top subscribers. I think everybody knows this already, but double check that your preferred vendors or your gold premium members are in fact ranking above mid-tier and making sure they're getting all of their bang for the buck. Number 5 is adding confidence boosters. So what confidence boosters is to me is that I've had some video testimonials of our premium subscribers. They've gotten great results, made a lot of money, and were so willing to give a video testimonial. I brought them into my living room. We did a video setup, and I added those videos to YouTube, and I added that to the join page at the bottom so that when people are looking at the plans, they can watch those testimonials. One last thing on that, I did have a whiteboard video made. I purchased through a vendor, through something like Fiverr. The guy did it for $100, and it's a short 60-second animated video explaining the different preferred plans and premium plans. And it's just I've added that to the join page, which has been very helpful for me to explain what we do.
Awesome. So it seems like you're circling people back, you're creating lead magnets, you're finding ways to engage them and keep them clicking to keep them in your universe, in your ecosphere with all those things. Gotcha. All right. And then lastly, we were hoping you could share just some general inspiration, for our fellow BD family members here on this webinar.
Sure. So one book I highly recommend purchasing is called The One Thing, and that's by Gary Keller. He's the author, and he's the founder of Keller Williams Realty. And the book doesn't talk about real estate at all, but it's all about his system and methodology for success, and that is tackling your most challenging, pressing to-do item first thing in the morning when your willpower is at its most abundant. What's the old saying? It's like eat your frog early or whatever that is. So I look at my to-do list and I look at the things that are most important, and I always try to tackle those first thing in the morning. I know that sounds overly simple, but it's totally changed my life. It's extremely helpful to me, and it's a great book to read. Number two, this one's just personal for me, and it just works extremely well. When you're running a large group, and I know most of you have businesses or you have day jobs, you're very busy, and sometimes it's just hard to get the motivation. What I do is I'll say, listen, I don't want to work today, but I'm going to commit myself to at least 2 to 3 minutes on a small task, such as sending out an email newsletter or creating a graphic or whatever. And then when I'm done with that, if I don't want to continue necessarily working for that day, or maybe want to take the day off, I will allow myself that privilege. Otherwise, what happens, I've noticed, is I want to continue working even more. And it's just giving yourself that, I'm going to do at least 2 or 3 minutes worth of work and see how I feel. And as we know, getting started is always the hardest part. So motivation tends to find you if you at least start it.
And going along with that, Cory, we actually had a good question from Mark. He was curious if you've done all of this yourself or if you've built a team around you to help you manage your community.
Sure. That's a great question, Mark. So I launched the group 2.5 years ago. In the past year, August of last year, we've implemented the Brilliant Directory and preferred premium plans. And yes, I do have I have one paid employee. She's a 1099 employee, and she does very well. And she moderates and sells these plans. And we also have a volunteer administrator who helps with ideas and networking and things like that. So the teams, I couldn't honestly do without the team, although you can have a lot of success until you need to start hiring people. So if you're interested in getting your own group started and driving that traffic back to your Brilliant Directory site, I do offer an online training course called Facebook Group Accelerator. It's an 8-week online video training looking over my shoulder and me teaching you A to Z, everything you need to know to be successful in launching and administering your own group. I also offer several freebies as well on this website. And we also do free live coaching calls. And we have a lot of members from the Brilliant Directory community that have signed up for this course already and getting great results. So thank you so much for letting me talk today.
Amazing. Thank you, Cory, for joining us and sharing this progress report. Having a Facebook group is one way to nurture and foster your member community and, driving them back to your Brilliant Directories website or wherever your community is online. It may not be for everyone, the Facebook strategy. But if you feel that a lot of your member community can be fostered and nurtured, and you can find new members on Facebook, this is a great way to sharpen your digital marketing skills and become more proficient and kind of work a lot quicker and more efficiently if you're interested in using Facebook as a way to cultivate your community. But Cory, thank you so much for taking the time to share your progress there, and we look forward to seeing more progress from you in future webinars to come. So thank you.